Brendan, I've always been fascinated when people come to LA for the first time. We were both from Canada originally, and I'm just curious, what was your first big LA moment when you came here where you thought you were in Hollywood?
Yeah, it kind of happened before. Actually, I was driving up the 405 from Seattle, where I lived, and I was making my journey to Hollywood. And I think I came up over the hump just past Sacramento, and I was in the home stretch. And I started smelling like this sort of, like, I don't know, I thought there was an electrical fire underneath the hood of my car, so I pulled over and I looked under, there was no problem. Got back in, I drove, I could still smell it. I got to look at the cars, no problem. And then I realized it wasn't the car, it was just the air that I smelled. That was my welcome to Los Angeles. So, anyway, I grew to love that air.
I've always been fascinated when actors first get their SAG cards. The press note said your debut was in Encino Man, but didn't you have a really small role in Dogfight?
I did, yeah. I got my SAG card being thrown into a pinball machine. I got an extra $50, which I was really happy about. I got a bruised rib as a result. It was my stuntman adjustment. And I spoke profanely to camera. And I won't repeat what I said then, but you'll have to rent the movie if you want to find out.
Now, TV commercials, a lot of people support themselves with TV commercials. Is that something that you ever considered doing or tried out for?
No.
Really?
Truly.
How come?
I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to work on stage and film and work for the big screen.
Right. And that wasn't
product placement was never really a forte of mine.
Okay. One thing I think a lot of actors have to put up with is this whole thing about people like professional autograph seekers, people who rush you, want your autograph so they can sell it. I mean, the first time you walked into a swarm of people wanting your autograph, were you a little freaked out at all by that?
It depends on anyone's approach. I love giving autographs, but in particular to children and to people who really, you just know that they're really going to appreciate it because they've been a supporter of your work, and you can spot the ones that are going to sell it a mile away. And I just adopt a policy where I generally like to say, I just give them to kids, and it can be unnerving, but definitely a gauge towards, I guess, a person's popularity too.
I love the scene when you, Dave Foley and Alicia and you arrive at the nightclub.
Yeah.
And they're giving you instructions on the proper etiquette, the acting board, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
How comfortable were you the first time you went to a big Hollywood party? Did it take you a while to feel at ease in those situations?
Oh, I'm such a wallflower when it comes to social situations where I don't know anybody and they may hurt me. So, of course, you generally proceed with a sense of courage and you muddle through it, and as long as you make small talk and talk to people and realize that maybe other people there feel the same way, then you make a friend, and then you got something you can really talk about.
Yeah, you mentioned the camel. You looked very at ease on that animal. Mm-hmm. Now, in reality, how did you approach that beast?
Well, just pretty much the same way. You just let them know who the boss is, and they're the kind of creature that I think has a bad rap. They don't have as much attitude as people think they do. I was just I treated the creature with respect, and I think we got on well.
Harrison Ford had this great story when he made Star Wars that was kind of frustrating because he had to react to a lot of things that weren't there yet, special effects that were going to be put in later. Is that something you can identify with?
I think when he made Star Wars, they didn't have the luxury of motion capture control cameras, which meant that in the sequence at the end, kind of My Room 101 on this film was doing a battle with a sword with a bunch of mummies who, of course, weren't there. But the difference between what Harrison Ford did in the Star Wars was that I could do the shot with a room full of stuntmen and then do the same shot. The stunt guys step out, we do it again, and they'll just layer it in later. But to tell you the truth, I felt that I had the best challenge set before me, and I wanted to be a part of it. It's imagination. It's what actors are supposed to do anyway.